Yeah.
That one that's even gonna do. You have to do like a few days.
Sorry.
I need like a week.
Sorry, yes.
Right. But when I look, I'm looking at this one.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel low for real, cause what the hell am I saying?
Everybody like stripping up, everybody's like trying to slide and keep it up, baby.
Wait, this way.
But come and look, you could do it. Oh, there.
I just need to scoot to the head.
Yeah, now stop.
And then, yeah, you in.
Yeah, can I get another sweet?
Oh, I only bought one each.
Oh, one each.
Look through the car.
Yeah, cause
Sorry.
savour it, bro.
That's why I saved it. You had yours.
I had my time ago.
Savour it. Use
Yes.
Okay.
Just drinking my herbal tea.
Yep.
This is my cup, guys, because I was trying to be on time.
Yeah.
So
Irish
You say
herbal
try it.
tea.
Keyword trying.
I was on time. I came at 3:01.
I was on
I
time.
was proud.
That's good. Yeah, go. Look at this, man. Y'all good in the hood?
Red, lemon,
Yes.
yellow.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, people, peace and prosperity. Wow. Yeah, I like. Wow. See,
But let me find.
See the liquor.
Oh, hand it to me.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, people, peace and prosperity, and welcome back to my show, More Valuable Voices with Jimmy Papez. I'm on here with my co-host.
CN7.
Mr. CRM.
And Yasmin.
Lovely. Right, I'm gonna get straight into it. Oh, by the way, actually, obviously, by the time this airs, obviously, it was CN7's birthday. It's Aquarius season upon us, so it's CN7's birthday, and obviously, it was my birthday. By the time this airs, our birthday would have gone. So yeah, thanks, guys.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. Right, so we're gonna get into some topics straight away. Yes. Cool. First question to you. Right, so in your career path, business endeavours, can you tell us a time where you felt like you were on top of the world and everything was kind of working out for you, exactly how you planned, like it was going your way? And can you describe that feeling?
Okay, I'm going to talk about my recent one because it was a big step for me, which was leaving my 9 to 5 and doing my business full time. It was a big step because I've been contemplating for years, about 3 years about it. So, and it was, how I feel is like, I've done it, but I'm still kind of anxious about what's going to happen. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, I've got to take it day by day. So that's what I've been doing. But at the same time, I'm excited. I'm loving it. I like the freeness of it. The just living on my own terms, doing what I want to do. Just kind of, yeah, just living, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's not actually a specific word of it. It's like an inside feeling of just like, I've done it, I've worked hard for this, and it's here now, let me just ride it through.
So how long do you feel like it took you to kind of get to that stage of accomplishment, in a sense?
I would say I started thinking about it in 2017, and I've implemented the move in 2018, so it's been something that I was doing, and to get to here, to make that decision in 2020, to live it in 2021.
I hear that.
So yeah,
Good to go. Congrats on that as well.
thank you very much. You see how it goes. As you don't know, it isn't easy having your own business and putting everything into it and living with it and work, and you have to, that's how you keep going, that's how you get your money, you got to keep working at it.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So
100%. I hear that. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, same question to CN7. Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it out again? So in your career path, business endeavours, can you tell us a time where you felt like you were on top of the world and everything was working out for you exactly how you planned it, kind of thing, and how you felt? Like, you described that feeling. Like, when I say that, you know what I mean? It's like where you've actually felt like, rah, like it's happening for me, or it's going my way, it's working out.
I couldn't even say that I put 100% into all endeavours apart from last year. That I thought, yeah, let me make an effort to everything. So I can't really say there's ever a time where I felt, yeah, I'm on top of everything, but there's been a time where I thought, yeah, I feel like I'm accomplishing the things that I set out to do previously, but because of whatever anxiety or whatever stopped me, let me do it step by step. But at first it was feeling good, but then it just got to a point like, am I doing enough? Can I do more? But yeah, I'm still on that process of getting to where
So you know, when I ask, it's like I'm saying it in a sense where, like, you know, like it could be like a year that you've had, like, you know, when everyone kind of says, when everyone kind of says that, here's like, oh, when you had the best year of your life near enough, when everything started working out for you, kind of thing. That's what I'm kind of saying. So not what year specifically, but that's
there's
the time.
always been something in a year where it's made that year feel like where but not feel good. But as I said, last year, probably the first 6 months. Especially with work as well, because I thought man was doing my thing, even if I can put on weight and everything again. So last year around March last year is when I felt on top of everything, and then lockdown fucked everything up in April. Sorry for my language, but that's how deep I feel for it, man. Threw everything off track, man.
I mean, only if you allowed it to.
I couldn't help it, man. After repetition, month after month after month.
I hear that.
Started off in April, then July we're still doing the same thing, August still doing the same thing, then we get the little 2 months, 3 months back to normality, then back straight. Just for 1 month, October, and now we're in February.
Yeah, it's true, you know.
It can be. It can either make you or break you, to be honest.
Exactly.
It's literally about the way that you apply yourself to it. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it is definitely testing times that we've been in. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I did start. This why I started off the show today on just on a high note. You know what I'm saying? What was our positive, so that we can look back and, you know, where we felt accomplished and whatever. No, you feel me?
Yeah, definitely last year much, man. Definitely last year much.
I hate you, Mr. CRM.
Well, firstly, I just want to speak to our viewers. Also, want you lot to think about the question as well. So if you don't remember the question, just rewind. And comment in the comment section below. 100%. But for me, it was last year when I bought my first performance car. Because after that, I just made sure that once I knew I could even afford to get it and as well as maintain it, it just basically took my channel to a whole nother level in my eyes. Because I could be a lot more active, I could do different styles of content just surrounding my car alone, as well as going to different car events. So for me last year, that was like,
you felt confident.
That was a great accomplishment for me, to be fair.
You know what, for the most valuable audience, and obviously the newcomers who are tuning in and whatever not, who don't know what you do, obviously, you know, give them a bit more in depth of
basically what I do, I'm basically an automotive YouTuber, so...
Jeez, the word! You know the word! Automotive YouTuber. You don't get exclusive, we've never heard that word, you know.
In the car,
you know what?
It's common, but basically, it just means that I film anything to do with cars, whether it's car events, car meets, car road trips, car reviews, whether they're supercars, performance cars, and classics, and even everyday cars. Anything to do with cars, I'm involved in it. That's my passion. That's what I've decided to run with. So that's what I does.
Trust. Well, for the most valuable audience, you tuned in on the pilot episode. You know he's a car lover, because he will literally make you feel mad about not being able to change a tire. So you're probably not.
Fix the sink in your house.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Trust me, he's not playing no game. Or cooking.
You know you.
Come on, man, you get me? I hear that. Trust, I've been obviously with you on your journey as well, and I've seen it, like, from you got your car and all of that as well. We've been about, like, it's been, your channel's gone up still.
I was gonna say though, the only difference I see, I don't feel like you was able to do more since you got your new car? I just feel like you've taken more pictures.
Nah, I was able to do
I feel like
there was loads of cars.
Yeah.
Because every time he's always going somewhere before he had this car from me.
Yeah, but there was bit I missed as well, because if I couldn't borrow my mum's car, then I weren't really going. Or if I couldn't get a lift, then I weren't really going.
Because you just never wanted to go in your own.
Yeah, I didn't want to get in my house. I didn't want to drive with people in some basic diesel. In the world of cars, diesel is like the devil.
Yeah, that's still mad. I wouldn't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
I hear that, but I'm gonna answer my question then. For me, in my career, my business endeavours, I think the highlight for me, when I actually felt that, oh shit, it's happening, is I think it might have been 2018. I've just had a mad year. Like, I had a mad run, as in obviously with the music.
When you was pumping out the videos.
Right. Yeah, so for me, from I've started with the journey, you even know, from outside the label, I've always wanted to have the funds and the opportunity to just drop when I want, and just keep dropping whenever I want, one after the other. And that year, whoa, I ended up doing that. I ended up doing that, and I just ended up releasing loads of it was basically like doing what I want in a sense, you know what I'm trying to say. It was like doing what I want to do because I had the funds around me, I worked hard, had the funds around me, I had just everything around me kind of thing, and I was just pushing it all out into it, you know what I'm saying. Everything was just going literally, you know what I'm saying. It was amazing still for me, and even the responses that I was getting when I done that showed me like raw. Like, I felt like I could taste the success. Like, oh shit!
But behind scenes, when we speak to him as personal friends, he never felt like he was where he was when we was telling him, family, you're getting this. Like, nah, it's not.
I'm gonna be so critical. I can't lie in it because, but you know,
you're doing a lot.
You know, I
don't know.
I do hear that because everyone. I mean, I guess all of us feel like that in a certain way with certain things. We know in our heads where what it is to.
We're already seeing our next step.
Right.
So people are saying like last year I was consistent with music. I was like, but this is just like one step of the plan that I was.
100, but then it's something. You know what I'm trying to say? 100%, and at the end of the day, it's just So it made me Well, I was on top of the world. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, because it's the one thing that when I started this journey, I've always wanted to do. Always wanted to just think, I want to have the fun so I can just pump out videos, do video shoot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it was good. So I just had a mad year that year. It was just amazing. So that was one of my biggest accomplishments, to be fair. You know what I'm trying to say. And in that year as well, and in that time, I learned a lot as well about like the music industry. Obviously, just what the do's and don'ts, what you have to do, what you don't have to do. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I just kind of came to terms with a lot of things because on the way you're learning a lot of things, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you're learning and seeing things where if I never got to do that in my life, I probably would have seen them yet. You know what I'm trying to say. Or I probably wouldn't have learned certain things, kind of thing. So I was happy with that, and that feeling was just it's indescribable. I'm never gonna lie. I just felt elated. I just really felt elated. You know what I'm saying. It was just one of them ones that, and it wasn't even like from even all the love that I was getting. You know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't even from all of that. It was kind of just me, like just knowing that I've always wanted to do this and I'm doing it now. You know what I'm saying? That just done something to me. Like, it was like, I'm on my way. Finally something. Like, finally I've worked my way up all these years, and it's slightly paying off. You know what I'm trying to say?
Consistency, innit?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, it's been that. Like, the road has just been a long one, but that for me was my highlight. I think it was 2018 that year. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that was still. Not gonna lie. Yeah, you get me? So we can move on to the next.
That was
topic.
us and our little story of
our highs. Yeah, that's it. Maybe
the highest was probably when I put on weight when I was at the gym that March. That was when I put on a stone and a half in that 3 weeks.
So why didn't you say that, cuz?
Because that was the March that included everything, fam. Like music and you know. Are you not sharing more sweets?
No, he ate my sweet, and then
so let me have one.
I didn't get to eat my sweet.
How did he eat your sweet if there's an next one?
No, there's different flavour.
He ate the wrong flavour.
Okay.
So you don't want that one?
I do, but I
feel
my sweet. I'm just not eating it right now.
Cool. Now, next topic. Do you think that the environments we were raised in, the generational rules, restraints, ideologies, and disciplines play a major part in how we are as individuals today? I'm going to ask personally first, and then I'm going to ask obviously as a society on a whole kind of thing. You get me? So do we feel like so do we think that our environments that we were raised in, and the rules, the restraints, the ideologies, the disciplines, do you think that played a major role in how we are today as individuals, like personally? So yeah, I'm going to ask. Yes.
Okay, always put me on the spot first.
Yeah, ladies first, you know, we're trying to be gentlemen over here.
Alright, so I would say yes for personal reasons.
Care to elaborate? Or?
Because I feel like my upbringing, my childhood and experiences shaped me to be who I am at the moment, whether they were bad or good. I had to learn through things, I've had to grow, I've had to experience things in order for me to be who I am. And I do look back and think, well, if I had it easy, I might have not been so driven now. I might have not been such a go-getter.
100%.
Do you get what I mean? Maybe I've had to. So I do feel like it plays a part, and it's made me who I am. Also, the lessons as well also taught me things that when I decide to kind of excel in my kind of family life, etc., etc. So I do feel personally it has. Should I answer the? I'm touching on that. So, do obviously, I know we've obviously had conversation before of like how our generation got brought up. We're basically around the same age, so how we got brought up, and there's a lot of generational rules that got set, passed down. There's a lot of restraints and ideologies and disciplines in a sense. So you think that has kind of made you stronger? You're saying? Okay, so I feel like,
or do you feel like they were a bit like overbearing, maybe restricting, kind of thing? Like, do you like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
okay,
for you personally,
the thing is, for me, I was kind of raised with my grandparents, so this is the thing.
Okay.
They were old school, so I was gonna it was different. I think that obviously my parents they're there and they were good, but I think that they had their own stuff going on, and I feel like as well they were just about getting it. Like they had to. Do you get what I mean? They were just getting it themselves, and I feel like so I just feel like maybe for me having my grandparents' input, I think benefited for me in a sense of just a bit more balance in that sense. Everyone's different, but I feel like those values were just made me who I am.
So would you, so as a parent, would you feel like you would not? I mean, some the way that you were raised, you feel like you would kind of do the same kind of thing, like, you know what I'm saying, as a parent or something, like, would you?
I think as a parent it's a different thing now.
Yeah.
I feel like as a parent you don't know what as I got older and I'm a parent, I'm like, okay, cool, my vision of the parenting thing is different. So as much as I might be like, oh, but why didn't this happen or why didn't that happen, now that I'm a parent, I understand the hardship of it, I understand the sacrifices, I understand the process, so I'm not as so judgmental and so critical about it. I try to be cool, I'm doing it this way though. Do you get what I'm trying to say? 100%. So I feel like it's everyone when they done what the tools that they had, and and the experience that they knew of how to, and whatever they passed down. But I just was like, I'm breaking that and doing it this way. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like it's just because I wanted to break the cycle. I just felt like there's certain things that I believe in, things like childhood trauma. I believe in things like showing emotion to your children. I don't believe in violence. I don't, just little things in it. So I just feel like the generation of that whole hitting kids stuff and all these kind of things, I'm just not. There's other ways in it. But
like you were saying, like where you were saying that with your grandparents, it was like they were old school. So a lot of them, that's why I was saying, talk about generational rules and that, because that's old school rules kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say, which have been passed down. Obviously, even you know what I'm trying to say, it gets passed down and passed down. So.
But I feel like grandparents treat their grandchildren different than when they treat their kids.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like
100%.
That is why I feel like it didn't. I got a different. I got the grandparent. I got that other kind of.
They get softer.
They got softer, but at the same time, the rules and the values were there. But it was automatic respect. Like it was a different type of. I'm basically happy and glad that I went through and got to experience that upbringing.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Because I think that was the added touch that I needed in order for me to be saved in this world. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No,
Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel
course.
like that what helped me. So
we've saying that. Do we feel like our parents, like when you were saying that, like, oh, your parents, they were just like working it out themselves and that.
Yeah, because
do you feel like that's like? Do you feel like they had traumas, and then again it gets passed on to their children?
I think that's what happened, but also as well, I was the child of a separated relationship. So I was the child of going to my dad's, like, you know, like that whole staying there and staying there for a bit. So again, that's not, that was what it was like. So I was really born into that kind of lifestyle. I never saw my mum and dad together. So it was like, they obviously had their thing going on, which all happens nowadays. People get pregnant and girls doing it, whatever. But I just feel like, again, I had that kind of safety net of having the stability of my grandparents and having certain things in place that they put in place and stuff in order for me to have that little bit of values and carry that on into my adult life. When I say that, I mean they both worked, they both had properties, they had businesses. I'm just talking about the partnership side of things in a sense of hence why I'm so passionate about it now, because I saw that vision, I saw the generational wealth, I saw the move, and I feel like the 70s and 80s parents era, I just feel like they didn't give that to us.
But that's what I was saying. Do you think they even got shown that?
They got shown because they were living in it.
This is what I'm trying to say.
They were seeing their parents grafting and coming to this country and building houses.
100. But what I'm trying to say is, again, like what you were just saying. Do you think, like, because we
that go get a mentality,
right? Or were they even taught that though? Yeah, because when we speak, really at the end of the day, when we speak to
they were told to go to, like, okay. The reason why I say that, is because they had the easiest era than us, you know. And I'm going to break it down. Our parents had it easier. Let me tell you, right, in those days they weren't going through what the struggle for us now and what we're doing to put things in place. They didn't have to do. It was cheaper back then. They can get things easier back then. It's not like now we're waiting on 2 years waiting list. It wasn't like that.
I heard that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm being real. Things to buy a house, it weren't even the 300 grand. It was probably 30-40 grand back then. So instead of separation and everybody just kind of just getting with each other and linking, back in those days you met nanny. No, but you get back in those days you met nanny, you married the man married nanny. That was it. There was no, and you build for 50 years. There was no, I'm gonna see that person this and then break up, then see that person break up. It was built from the get go. Whereas I feel like now that's not what they passed down to us, because I don't. And I'm speaking for a lot of people. I don't feel like a lot of the errors now, they're not like, oh yeah, my mum left me a house. Who's saying that? Who's really saying that?
Our parents are saying that.
Yeah, because their parents.
Our parents are saying our grandparents left them something.
Yeah, because their parents. Yeah, because their parents setting them up, but they didn't. They didn't say, oh, let me do it for mine. They just kind of just had us, and then let us just do what we were doing. And I just feel like, as much I try to be mellow with this subject because I don't want to be coming at these parents, but I have my views. I just feel like, right, you lot didn't pattern, innit? And it was a lot of, in those days, in those 80s and 90s, I know they were flinging flats and flinging things, and flinging the benefits at you, but you could have chose a different route, because our grandparents didn't jump on that. They didn't. The benefits, the housing was here. They rather bought the house and they rather worked, and they stuck together. They didn't do, oh, you go over there, you claim that over there, you do that over there, and nah. It wasn't none of that, and I'm not on it. And I just feel like that they didn't pass that to us. We've had to come into this world now, and we've had to have our own, see what it's like, and realise, oh my god, shit, what's my child gonna have? And we're having to graft now.
But what I'm trying to say is, do you think that got passed down to them as they? Because remember, our grandparents are our grandparents. That's their kids. Like, our parents are their kids.
They did.
I think they did.
They did. Our parents were a bit of. They saw what it is. Our grandparents weren't from here, you know. A lot of us, they've come to a foreign country, you know.
I heard that.
They come to a foreign country and set up. You was born in the country. That you had. Remember, when you're born in here, you get automatically passport, whatever, stay. They had to come from somewhere and apply and do things, you know. You came and had everything and didn't give it and didn't pass it down. They didn't pass it down. They just lived. Had kids, did that. They didn't elevate it.
They went through the 80s. That was the party era. So
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's my point. Is again why we can party too. We can be like, oh yeah, this is that in the 90s was this or the 2000s was that, but we still have to graft. We don't even have a choice.
No, 100.
Because right now,
that's what you're.
Yeah, agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
I'm working extra harder because you didn't pattern in your time and because you wanted to rave. And you didn't want to pass down what your parents patterned.
I still love you, mum.
No, but it's
she'll be getting to me later. So just
yeah.
Well, you ain't even said you're next.
No, it's just I'm just speaking in general.
No, 100%.
I just feel like I'm having to work harder though because I need to make sure the same way you got left something. So where's ours?
Yeah, no,
your parents patterned you. What happened to us? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm having to work harder now to make sure that my one's got it, because if I don't now, what's going to happen?
And that's the beauty of it. You took from the lesson and you thought, cool. Well, as a parent,
the reason why I can't agree with that, because when I look at how growing up and my mum is forever working, fam, just working.
Yeah, but
she's always
working. It's like, there's people that work, but when you're working, what are you doing with your money?
Yeah.
She's trying to keep a roof over her head.
But
saving.
you got to do that.
It's easier to say that because there's people that earn. Like one of our family members, his mum, when he found out how much his mum earned, he was so surprised at why he was struggling.
Right.
But that's because of how you manage your money. If it doesn't matter how much you're making, if your money management is terrible, then you will forever be broke. Cause there's people that make like $5 a month that complain that they're broke, and then there's people that make $2 a month that complain that they're broke. It's all about how you manage your money. There's no point working hard if you're just spending it as quick as it comes.
Exactly.
I mean, I heard that, but alright, cool. What I'm trying to say is as well, I heard what you lot are saying as well, but what I'm trying to get at is
wait, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Because as I was gonna say, the reason why I said like she said, houses back then was worth 30-40 grand. Now it's like, as much as they're working, everything, even taxes has gone up on certain things. Like times have changed, financials is become
but when it was
more
their time, it
expensive.
was easier for them. It was not. It was in. They're growing up. When they were our age, it was easier. Think about 30 years ago.
For us, it would be 300 grand to buy a house. For them, probably like 100 something. For their grandparents or our grandparents, should I say, low under 50.
Nah, it's lower than that.
It was like it would be in the 50s. When you're living where we're living.
What, in 1990?
Yeah, when you're living where we're living, the prices, because when we was younger,
30 years
we was
ago.
in the slums, we was in the slums.
Exactly.
What happened?
And a lot of the time back then, guys, back then, the council, if you was in a council, the council will say to you, you can buy it for how much. Enough parents didn't want to listen. Oh, I got my council flat, am I right?
Now as well.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, don't.
Half price.
I heard that.
Do you know what I mean? So let's be real. They were at the council were offering it, but no one was taking that step.
I heard that still.
Well, we can just all but then speculate on it because we don't know exactly.
We don't know.
I mean, obviously, that's what I said personally for what is it.
But I believe teamwork is important. I don't think, I'm not saying it can't happen. I do think it's harder now because we have a lot more people separated than back in those days.
Cool.
When it happened, a lot of the time, you never really heard that the nanny done it by herself, bought the house. It's usually Nanny and Granddad. They were together. They done it from when they were 18, when they stayed together all the way till they passed away. Let's be real. Is anybody doing that now?
Yeah, my nan.
No, but our parents, our next bit.
Our great
Why is it so far back? Why is it not?
That's our great. I'm talking about our mum's mum.
Exactly.
Yeah, but apart from that generation, that's what I'm saying. It's not when they didn't.
Great grand did it as well.
Why didn't our parents then give it to us?
Because they had it easy, like you said, because they were already giving it to me. They knew
that it was there.
I saw mum, I saw grand got get their house. I know when I get to my 40s, that's mine. I ain't gonna worry about that. That's
what about us? That's what they didn't do.
They
didn't carry on because they just got cushy with the situation, and then they raised us all now, and now it's like, oh, times are hard now.
But I'm talking. Cool. On the financial, that's like financial perspective. Yeah, the education and the literacy, which well, obviously maybe we weren't given then. Like, cool. Like, but I'm saying that probably weren't given to them. What I'm trying to say is like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
It's a personal thing, innit?
Yeah. So, but I'm saying that even cool. So, in terms of that, cool. That's the financial. We get that out of the way. In terms of like the rules being raised with manners, respect, or just the way you've been brought up. Forget the financial, but just the way that you've been brought up. How do you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel like
when you get in somebody's house.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like there's those kind of things. Don't ask for nothing, and you know, like the ones you get. Don't offer you something.
Don't offer you a drink. Just sit.
Just say no to my try. But then again, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. No, but again, people taught that, but I don't think it's right.
My mum said no. I said, I have to swallow my spit.
Everybody's heard that. Swallow your spit.
No, but you know, as much as we're laughing at it, I do think that's not right. I don't think it's the right way. I look at us. I give my son a drink before we go anywhere. You've eaten, your belly full.
The thing is, they were the same. They were the same, bro. We're not going nowhere to be hungry and thirsty, and that was their thing. Like they feed us and they water us, and then we go out and they will say, "Mom, can I have?" No, bro. Yeah.
You just eat before you come in.
God, like I don't feed you. It's real.
But that's been passed down. That's not real.
It's true. I hear that though, because it's like, bro, like, I am hungry. I can't get hungry again, you know.
But again, they want to
treat that school is like, yeah, lunchtime and then that's it. Yeah, you just have lunch on their bed. What? After nigga can't even snack.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Again, I think those things are again passed down things, unnecessary things that we passed down because we didn't need to pass that down. I didn't pass that down. I look at it as, listen, make sure you have manners. Make sure you say please, thank yous. As long as you're not just opening the people's cupboards and stuff. You know what I mean? There's levels, but I'm not going to deprive myself.
Listen, there's some upbringings that's normal. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, when you come in their yard, you can just go in the fridge. I'm thinking, huh? Nah, cause you get me that. This is your yard. Yeah, or yeah, it happened one time. Like one of my old brothers, they just came and then opened my fridge. Me and my mum was looking at each other thinking, what the fuck?
You're familiar.
Yeah. Your mum must have said never again.
Yeah.
I know Asians as well.
You must be careful by yourself. Like you're the one that invited him. Like you invited him to my house.
I was shocked. I already knew what my mum. We were having a conversation in our head by the looks. I know, mum. I know. Real shit. You know what I'm trying to say. So what? Yeah, Mr. CRM. So what are you saying with this? Do you think that the environments we were raised in it played a major role in how we?
Yeah, I think it does play a major role.
In what sense?
Different environments. For
this is personally.
So where I grew up, I was raised from a certain age. I was living with my mum. Then I was living with my great grand, and then throughout my teens, my dad raised me. Now, my dad is someone I look up to, and at the time, I didn't realize how rare it was to be raised by your dad. And when everyone used to assume, down to my school, when I was in trouble, I'm gonna call your mum. I'd be like, I live with my dad. They would look at me like, you understand? Like, it's so shocked. It's like, I live with my dad.
Yeah.
So, I think growing up with my dad, because I know in our generation, a lot of kids didn't grow up with their dad. It was very common to grow up with your mum, because it was very common for them to be split up and you're living with your mum, you barely see your dad. I grew up with my dad, but my mum and dad were very close. Like my mum was around the house more or less every day. Straight after school, she'll come around, she'll visit, she'll chill. Like their friendship.
I said visit.
Yeah, she'll come chill. Their friendship was just, for me, it was normal. But I didn't realize how weird it was until people started putting it out to me. So for me, growing up with my dad, I think it played a major part in how I grew up in it, like how he raised me in it, because he never had a dad when he was growing up. His dad walked out on him when he was, I think, 12 or something. So obviously for him, that made him want to make sure he was involved in his kids' lives, innit? So yeah, because of that, I don't even know how to break it down, but obviously he taught me about manners, respect. He showed me
the basics.
He showed me the life beyond trying to get a job. You understand? My dad was already thinking, like, it's all good to want to work, but you want to be able to be your own boss. You want to be able to go beyond that. You understand?
You see, that's rare as well, you know, because our generation, they're on that straight. Go to school, go to college, go to uni, go get a degree, then go get a job, and then get married, and have kids. He didn't
teach me about climbing the corporate ladder. You understand? He's always, because he used to have his own business as well, innit? So he's always made it so that it's all well and good wanting to get a part-time job, but always look at the bigger picture. So for him, for me personally, how I was raised definitely played a major part in how I am now. And obviously my mum played a massive part in that as well, innit? But I feel like because I was raised by my dad, it just gave me a different outlook. Because obviously I've got family members that were raised by their parents, and I've seen family members that have lost their dad. So it made me appreciate my dad a lot more. You understand what I'm saying? So
I heard that still.
It's true.
So did you feel like, like I said as well, like there was a lot of like the restraints and the generational rules and
Yeah,
all
my
that
dad
stuff
was
and the disciplines
extreme.
and
My
all
dad,
that.
you know what? My dad was extremely tough but fair, and I felt like you've got strict parents. Like we've had strict grandparents, but my dad was definitely strict. But at the same time, it was fair. It's like he would get you what you need, not what you want.
Well,
innit?
okay,
You understand? So he made me start. He made me start. He made me start appreciating my stuff. So like when I had trainers, I would make sure I ain't wearing these new trainers all the time. I'm gonna wear my Brackdown VR ones on a normal day, and I'm saving those.
Yeah, because you know you're getting the next one.
Yeah, because I gotta make sure those last. You understand?
100%.
And he made me appreciate things, innit? Like he made me appreciate money. He made me appreciate just having stuff. You understand? Appreciate the fact that man's got a roof over my head.
No, 100. You see, even that for me as well. Like on the dad perspective, like that is one thing that my dad showed me, and it built me up to today to like just not be a sheep or not follow trend, because it's easy to at them times you want everything that everyone else has got. Everyone's coming to school and they've got the newest bag, newest coat, newest trend. Everyone's got the same thing, and then it's not like I couldn't get it. Yeah, because that's what I would say. Like when we're going out shopping, I'm like, I want to get this. He's like, yeah, no, I can get it, but why do you want that when you can get like 2 of these or 3 of these, or you can get this one. That's your nice one. You can put it there. And I used to be, obviously when you're younger, you're pissed off and you're crying. Oh, hey, on the low, not it. You know, you never. Well, I wouldn't even be making the flipping talk show, bro. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? But that taught me like don't be a sheep and a follower, because then later on in life it just taught me get your own if you want to get whatever you want to get. And that's what you used to say, well, if you want to get when you go get your job and work, you save your money and you get it.
That's it.
And then from the time of just being used to like not getting what everyone wanted, after a while I didn't even want what everyone else wanted. I just wanted to get the different thing, because I had to make that work, whatever it was that man was getting.
You know what I'm saying? It made me appreciate my money more. I'd look at my money and then look at that and think, do I really want that?
Yeah. No, it's real. So I always, that's what I think. Not one thing, but that's what I always tell my dad. Like, now I respect that you were like that. You know what I'm saying? My mum was like that as well. But I respect that my dad was like that with his buying me stuff, and he just made sure, I don't care. You're not getting what everyone else is getting. Why do you want that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you want that when you can get this? Or you know what I'm trying to say? You don't need everything that everyone's got.
But that's where mums and dads are different, though, isn't it? Yeah. Mums will go, oh, they want to spoil you, they want to get you everything. Where dads will make.
That's what my mum wanted. My mum was always about
understanding it.
Not always, but she was fashion, innit? So she would make sure that anything she got me, it looked good. It was good. You understand? Like she got me into like colour coordinating and just knowing swag in it. Like she knew swag in it. Like I love my dad, but my dad had no swag in it. You understand? My mum brought me up and made me take note of swag, take note of when I'm going out. Don't get twisted, my dad did too, but on a different term. Like so, if he was like going out to family events, obviously looking nice in a suit. Understand? That was my dad, but my mum was just on a casual day. It doesn't matter where you're going, make sure you look presentable.
Listen, my mum was on all that. They were both on that as well. Like, my mum had it, bro. Wherever you're, listen, that's what you get in trouble for. You get disciplined for, bro. You're going out looking at your homeless. How am I looking? I've got a shirt on, this all done. No, you done it this way, like, bro. You get it, but even like my mum has always taught me, bro, about bargains. Are you mad?
Yes.
My mum bargain hunter, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? She taught me about bargain and even managing your money as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I think even your environment where you grew up, I think it played a big part in my life where I grew up. You understand? Because when
you talk about area,
when not just Mabley but growing up in Hackney, and it just played a massive part in how I see things, how I did things. Because even when Granny moved to Essex, and we was young, but we was talking to some guy, because we started becoming friends with his kid, innit? And then when he asked us where we were from, we was like Hackney, and he was like, oh yeah. He's like, I bet you had to grow up fast. And I looked at him and I thought, I get what you're saying, because around Essex, where Granny moved at the time when she first moved there, she was the only black family there, you understand? So it was peaceful, it was quiet, they didn't really know about all this madness that man knew when I was growing up in Hackney.
You're saying that that's a black problem only?
No, but not, it's an urban problem, innit? It's growing up in an urban area, innit? So obviously, when you're growing up in them kind of areas, it makes you a lot more vigilant, it makes you more on point.
100%,
you understand?
I agree.
But at the same time, I didn't get sucked into that lifestyle, but it just it made me aware of that side as well as the other side.
Right, and you see why you didn't get sucked in. I believe that's good upbringing.
That's it.
Because there was no way we could.
Because of my mum and my dad.
Yeah, 100%.
I knew where I was, but I knew I didn't have to follow. I knew that my dad taught me from an early age. Like, if you're mad, if you have to do what you're not comfortable with doing around your friends, then they're not your friends, innit? 100%. So you understand, growing up in that part of Hackney, it made me realise, like, even though I still wanted to do what I wanted to do, if I didn't do it and these men still want to chill and talk to me, then I thought, yeah, these men are definitely my friends. But it also made me feel like I don't have to please them, you understand?
Yeah, 100%.
I do me in it. Like, if I don't like it, I'm going home, innit?
Yeah, no, 100%.
If you have to start talking shit, then don't worry, we don't have to talk tomorrow.
Yeah, and the mad thing about that is that's very hard to do when you are young, because that's who you want to just be doing what everyone else that your friends are doing.
Pressure, yeah, you understand? But because of my dad and my mum, it made me feel comfortable being myself. I didn't have to be like, I don't have to feel like, yeah, now I've got to...
You have to fit in.
Yeah, I've got to do this because that's what these men want, you understand?
100%.
They gave me the courage to stand my ground and still do what I want to do, as well as chill with, you understand?
So you see with the disciplines and all of that stuff, like what you were saying earlier, like, yes, sometimes I'll look back and think, yeah, there was definitely harsh times where I was thinking, rah, that's harsh. Because I would look at it and I wouldn't even do that now if I had kids and all of that stuff, or they wouldn't even do it now, like to our grandchildren or the younger ones or brothers and sisters. You're thinking,
I get told, oh, why are you telling him off?
You know,
I get told off.
Right? But it was and this is what I say. We look at it like raw, like we never look at it like what was going on in their life at them times.
That's why I feel like I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I was talking about like the ideologies and the restraints.
The dynamics has changed because of the right. For example, back then, parents didn't sit down with their children and say, "What's wrong? Are you okay? What are you going through?" So this is why I say it's different for different areas.
Our grandparents to our
yes, I don't think they were.
I feel like
there.
Our parents maybe was more like that. Our grandparents were the softer ones. Don't do that. Leave them.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm trying to say basically.
No, when she's talking about sitting down with
grandparents, when they had our parents, they wasn't the nurturing in an emotional way.
Okay,
they did the build, the empire building, they did the financial, they did the security.
Yeah. Right.
What they didn't do, hence why there was a lot of abandonment and there was a lot of hidden trauma. There's a lot of emotional. They're not going to get much emotions.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that the difference is with our parents now. They did. I felt like they had to compensate, and they were extra with us. They was a bit more softer in that aspect of like trying to understand our culture, trying to understand our era, trying to be more involved. That's why I'm saying it. And then what's happened with us now, we're definitely like our era now. We definitely talk to our kids. We notice everything. We want to make sure that their mental health's alright. We want to make them times they didn't have those.
And this is another thing. This is what I had written here. Do we feel like they had the help like our parents in them times, like how we have the help?
No, they didn't have.
That's what I'm trying to say, because when there's a lot of when you think about it, when there's a lot of blame being pushed on parents and the way people were raised and people and the disciplines and the ideologies and all of this stuff, like people, we have to think sometimes like what were they actually really going through in that stage of their life, that you know what I'm trying to say, like, or
kids raising kids as well.
And they were kids raising kids, yeah,
100%. And again, because when I've spoken to obviously my parents and that we have conversations and that, like, it is that thing. It's like that abandonment from their parents, if you know what I mean. Like, in a sense, they all kind of say it's like raw, like there was never no love or affection, or there was a favoritism maybe with that one and not this one, and
there's always
you know what I'm trying to say. So there was never no we just sat down and me and my dad talk about it all the time. It's like raw, like I've never, like me and my dad, which is my granddad, he's like we've never just had to sit down and just chat like this.
Yeah, it was like that those days.
But it'd be things like you teach me how to drive though, like and all of this stuff, but it's not the personal where you feel accepted and comforted. There's no comfort.
Very like,
you have to remember that some of our parents wasn't even around.
Yeah,
you understand that my dad had no mum or
dad. They dealt with that emotion.
He had no mum or dad, so he just knew when he has these kids, he's involved.
100%. See on 7 weeks.
We're going here and you got said it's like, but mine was just mixed, completely different. Like, even when he was saying about his dad giving him talks about more than beyond and being an employee, is that I never got those talks. Even about how money handling, I never got those talks. Growing up, I barely remember having any conversation with my mum. When I finally started living with her, as we said, we grew up with our great grand. So it's like, even my first early memory is that I didn't really have that much communication with my dad through primary school. I don't know if it was my mum's fault or whoever's fault, but all I know is that I used to have to kick up a whole stink to see my dad, and then it would be every other weekend. It's like the same with my mum. Every other weekend, seeing her, where he will go to his mum's or his dad's for the weekend while we're just there at my grand's. So it's kind of different, up and down.
So how do you feel like that affected you?
Traumatized. I'm probably
Yeah, but how?
I don't know, because these are things I still try to work out now to this day.
Still figuring it all out.
And have you ever like sat down and just actually sat down and asked them certain things? Because you see when
go on.
So you see when obviously when we get to a certain age, obviously we're at 30 club now and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to the question that you would never ask your parents, now you're starting to think to ask them, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've been doing that. Sometimes, actually, you know them times there, why was that? Like, what was happening then? And you're like, and I'm not gonna lie, they appreciate that when you open up that dialogue with them. I'm gonna be real. But I'm saying for you,
for me, me and my mum never haven't really had a close relationship. Never sat down and had a conversation or a deep conversation with my dad. When I got introduced to my dad, not introduced, but when I actually got you can start seeing that on a regular basis from my mum, it was like only because I was going through my own mental issues at home, and my mum realised that and said, alright, cool, now you need to start seeing your dad. And only then, just after our nan moved to Essex, then me and my dad will start sitting down and having these life talks about life and everything else, and teaching me about things not being so materialistic, even though he is full fucking materialistic.
But you can pass it on to your son, 100%,
And the same way you see when our parents don't have their parents around, it was like he had his mum and dad both there, married, accomplished, got their house and everything, but he was basically the black sheep, as he would say, out of the children or the brothers and sisters, and he would never get shown no affection. He said the only time his dad would talk to him is just when he's in trouble, like his dad's the first person to bust his head. Discipline, bust his head. Bust his head, like, whatever.
We call that discipline.
So it's like, from then it's just like, the only thing I can say that's implemented, even like with the 9 to 5, like when I started doing music, my mum was always stop doing this.
100%. No.
Job,
100%. That was definitely something.
That's because
that's what they've been raised. Exactly.
100%.
It's the same thing. I'm gonna be real. Like that was something. With me as well was this kind of same thing. Like that was the thing, especially like my dad more than my mum. That, you know what I'm trying to say, it was like they were not.
My dad didn't mind. He was more encouraging than my mum was. Like, if I saw my dad, he was like, you got any new songs? And
that's good.
That's like, mom's like, you still doing that? You need to find a job.
No, right, and that's the thing.
But that's because of her parent raised her.
Yes.
And I know that our gran was definitely get a stable job and climb that ladder. I know that's what our gran was.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be real.
Obviously, it worked for her at the time. But
those days,
the times changed, but obviously they can only go by what they know, innit? So they know that this works. So
for them, I hear that because they at the end of the day, even like grandparents, like my nan, say for instance, and all of that stuff, like that is literally how they still are. Like if you're doing this, what are they he does music. What is he making money off it? If it ain't money or anything like that, why is he doing it? Kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But you can't
just have passion.
You can't. And that's the thing with them. It's like, don't chase your dream. Really, your dream is to work for somebody else.
Because that's what they.
But then this is why
they couldn't
dream.
I
heard that, and this is why. And some even like even imagine like even my dad, he kind of sacrificed his talent and dream to have me in a sense. But then my dad's always told me, never be like me, always be better than me, never do what I love, and I've always done that. That's why even like now I don't have children, and I'm like, I want to be financially, it's not even actually financially too tough, but it is a part, but I want to be accomplished within myself, so I know that there ain't no really struggles in certain places that, you know what I'm trying to say, and have a foundation built. Do you get it? But with my mum, she's always, when it got to a stage where my mum was just, if I'm doing something and I'm sticking at it, she's mad supportive with it. Like she's always been, they're both supportive, don't get me wrong, but it's always been that on one side it's been like, if you ain't doing this, why are you doing this, or why do you get a job, And for time it was like, why do you get a job? And it was like, how do you tell your parents that, bro, this job thing ain't working for me? Because I'm like a boss, to be honest. I'm a boss, like I don't want to work for nobody. I'm about manners and principles and morals, so when you get in a workplace, I'm gonna be real, that has to go out the window in order for you to stay. No?
Yeah,
No, because I'll quit.
Depending on say.
But this is why I never stayed in job for long. This is my thing.
And this is
Depending
where
on what job you get.
talk about that. How can you just quit job? Fam, I cannot
No,
work for someone
that disrespects me just because man's in a position of power.
You must find any little job just to get.
But you know where that came from? That's come from old school mentality, because in those days they used to have to come and get like a factory job and keep quiet and take the shit. That's what it was. What it is, because they built empires from that. They just look at us. Look, we bought this 6-bedroom house. We've done this for me.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing even wrong with ideology. It's just.
But we can't in this era.
Times have changed.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like you can actually end up hindering your child, or imagine your child not being able to go to their own parents for like any advice or the support, because I want to do go down this.
Oh, no.
Auntie, I still love you.
Me too. You get me? But the thing is, you know what we do? You know what sometimes what we do as well though, like, and this is why I say, have you spoke to your mum, or have you addressed it? But what sometimes what we do is we blame too much, and don't, like I said, have we ever sat down and asked our parents
no
just a question?
understanding.
There's no one. Sometimes we don't know. What were you going through at that time? Even when you were saying about, you were allowed to see your dad. What happened at that time? What happened during that period or something like that?
They're just using the child against each other. That's how
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like our errors though, but have you noticed the same? Right, we all after lot all of us have gone to our dads or whatever. Like I was living with my dads for up until the age of 11. So I look at it as all of us have had a moment where we've had to go somewhere on weekends. We've had to go somewhere. We have to go over there, go to grandma's. Why is it this era? Why did it come? That wasn't our parents' era. Our parents didn't go nowhere on weekends. They didn't go. I don't remember hearing them saying all that.
Yeah, no,
like,
my parents did.
I'm just saying, majority. To go out raving.
No, what do you mean go out?
I'm talking about raising wise, like other people had to raise us sometimes, and I just feel like.
But I'm gonna be real. Sometimes, but I'm gonna be real. But I'm gonna be real. More time when you go to your nans or you go to your dads or you go to this, because they're out there trying to
live. That's not.
Well, not live. It's not live. It's not live. They're trying to support us. But keep the roof over our head and shit. Put the clothes on our back, the food on the table.
I know, but in some circumstances, I'm just saying that in our era, a lot of us are from the back. Our upbringing, because listen to it. Our upbringings come from like, we've had to have, you've had to go to your nan's or to mum to sort something out, or there's things going on.
When I hear this, I just think, my childhood must have been dark, fam, because I'd go and speak anyway, because I just think, fam, there's some things I think about, like, when you're saying they'll get sent to your grandparents' side. I was just told, fam, don't answer the door to nobody, fam. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of sleeping in my bedroom, I'd sleep in the front and watch Cartoon Network. Don't answer the door.
Yeah, I get told. I know that.
And this is in primary school days, fam. That's what I said, fam. My childhood was.
But
dark.
a lot of the time, I think that.
And that's all I have memories of, just late nights, just.
But then, have you asked what? These are the.
No, I don't. Because I just blame it as they just wanted to live their life, and I don't ever feel.
But at the same time, now that you're parents, I've had to think. Now that I'm a parent, I ain't doing that.
So as a parent, right.
That's why I said I think now. For where I said it, the same way you said everybody reflects different from how their parents and they reflect differently to their child. The same way how your dad says, "Don't be like me." That's like my dad. Don't be like me.
Yeah, no, 100.
He never got no love from his dad, so he showed all his children.
That's
it. My dad's been there, 100. Yeah,
but this is the thing. But that's where we broke the curses, because again, I had a mum that wasn't emotional. I never grew up with like hugs and kisses and stuff. My dad was like I still got this memory in my head where he took the back stabilizers off my bike at 6 years old in Stoke Newington and walked home and said, "You need to get home," and left me on the street at 6 years old, and I had to find my way home. And is this a story or something? No, this is what happened. This is my story. This is what one does. I had a strict dad that was like, "What are you doing? Ride the bike." And I'm like, "I can't. You just take my stabilizer off."
This is what I'm trying to say.
I'm like, I don't know how.
What country is your dad from?
My dad's from Jamaica.
Okay. But I'm gonna be real. Like,
strict.
I'm gonna be real. This is what I said. Disciplines. There disciplines and restraint. There's certain disciplines that because it will make you ride home.
He went. I didn't know where he was. He went.
Yeah, but did you get home?
I got home and
She's here.
But what my point is that that's not how you show. That's not how you.
I heard that. I heard that.
6 years old, I'm stranded.
Obviously, he just went with what he was raised.
In Jamaica, it's been okay to do that, or not in England.
Yeah, in Jamaica,
it's been okay to do that.
They rode riding motorbike at 6 years old.
But again, if you do that now, you get trouble for that.
Yeah.
But in those days, they got a lot. They left us at home. They did a lot of things that in our era we can't do.
Anything
so it's
that can incriminate, we don't talk. No, I'm joking.
No, but I'm just explaining that in the era they did a lot of things that you can't even you get jail time or social on your back for now, and it's like, well,
most definitely. Even discipline. Discipline. We look at it like, raw. That was actually. Yeah. Nah, real.
I don't feel like the discipline was over the top because it was the discipline that we got. Obviously, but when I think about it now, it's like, would I do that to my daughter?
Right.
Wait at the bottom. Remember New Year's? Wait at the bottom of the road. Nana was just fucking at the bottom of the road at the traffic light, just leaning on the bottom. Just leaning on the fence like this with the stick.
Wow.
We came across the road. It was like, oh my god.
Hands out.
We just ran past the traffic light and ran up the road. When we got to the door, we was like, fam, who's gonna get the first beats?
Yeah, it's one of them ones.
It shouldn't be like that though.
It shouldn't. You know what? It's mad traumatic, bro.
We're laughing about the
It is because imagine.
We're young.
Listen.
Like, we was probably like 11. It's New Year's Eve. We've just left the house. We haven't even told Granny we're going out of the house. So obviously she's worried, but at the same time she is angry. Listen to this, yeah. Put it into this. I hear what you're gonna say, but put it into this perspective. Like, look at the times we're living in now, bro. Like, the worry that we think, why would you be worrying about that, bro? Look what's happening. People are getting snatched up in broad daylight. People are getting exactly. Yeah, but obviously.
So when they're going crazy and think, bro, all that anger, thinking, blood, my child, you're out there just. I don't even know where you are, bro. You know? Yeah, bro.
That's what I said. That don't. Bust out.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I'm gonna be real though. It like a lot of the disciplines and all of that taught me that I ain't gonna do that when I have children, or I ain't doing that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
but a lot of it was hidden stuff.
This is what I'm trying to say.
They're not snapping back.
This is what I was trying to say. I said,
like, why are they snapping like that? Like, what I'm saying?
Like, why is it so brazen?
Why are you so angry?
Like, you know the ones there, like, oh, I can't tie my shoelace. Why am I getting roasted?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I just can't do it.
They switch over things that wasn't.
But you know what?
I don't think it was that bad for me. Obviously, my mum was very.
We're just giving examples.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I'm just thinking. Obviously, when you give these examples, it makes me think.
I just don't want to incriminate anyone.
Auntie
and uncle was good. It was just a punishment. Like his mum and dad, auntie and uncle, that was just a punishment. Like, they're fair and good and everything. Jolly people. It's
I think my dad got me from such an early age, like without even beating me, that I was so scared of him. He didn't have to do anything.
My dad, I was shook about that.
I do anything. Yeah, I shook at my mum because she was hands-on. But I was shook at my dad. My dad wasn't hands-on, but his presence was just mad.
But that's what we need now, though. We need presence.
And I was thinking that's exactly how, like, the way my dad raised me, I can't lie, it made me say this is exactly how I want to raise my kid.
But that's what's missing now.
But this is what I was trying to say.
We talk about dropping our kids off, but we're not there.
100. That's even important as well, about like where you dropping your kids off to and what's going on as well. But even addressing the traumas that, like you said earlier, maybe sometimes when we're thinking, right, why are they moving like that? It's due to the traumas, their traumas.
Yeah,
and they don't have nobody to express that to, no one to help, nobody to talk to. Because they got, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it comes
and
out.
Also, because as much as I was doing a coaching, and I was explaining to this lady, and I was saying, at least now you can go on Google and find affirmations. Back in those days, 40 years ago, what was affirmations? What was self-love?
Yeah.
What was you know, like all these things that we can get to help ourselves now, to get better as
uplifting.
They didn't even have they didn't have that.
I'm gonna be real. Even with all them disciplines, the ideologies and all of that they had, I'm gonna be real. Like our parents, as much as we want to say what we want to say, that where we don't agree on these certain things, or that was a bit extreme or whatever, not, bro. We have food, roof over our head, food on the table, and clothes on our back, man. We have manners and respect, bro.
Yeah,
like,
they did the best with what they had, didn't it?
Exactly, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like, they were trying to make ends meet, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. But what I do believe is that there's a lot of things, like, even as we're adults now, so there's a things that where even if we're talking about this right now, why not talk this with our parents? Like, just.
It's different.
I have this
question. You know what for me is?
I've been asking questions as of late. Just asking.
For me, it's like going through my teens and early 20s. Is that I understand the feelings and the urges that I wanted to do and done whatever.
Yeah.
So I just think it is that I'm not gonna ask for their excuse. They done what they done. They obviously from their grandparents didn't get showed how to show care and affection to their child, whatever. But it's like they had their own.
Because that's learned behaviour at the end of the day.
At the same time, okay, then if that's the case, I didn't get it, so how come I can give it to my child?
Because you learned. Because you never got it, and that's what something you said you wouldn't.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's because I didn't get it. Hence why I don't want. Okay, if our parents didn't get it, doesn't mean didn't they want to give it to us? Then
I hear that.
do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
But the thing is, I hear that.
Do you get it?
But
So
the thing
they
is,
should have had that same flow.
But the thing is, this is why, I hear what you're saying, but this is why it's very marginal in the fact where we will like look at things, and when we talk and laugh about like disciplines and beats and all of that stuff, we laugh about it, where other people will look at it and think that's abuse. But it's real. But listen,
we have to laugh, mate.
Yeah, you do. But at the end of the day, like when you really look at it, it's like, bro, it's all from a place of love. If you think,
I don't know.
Wait, pause a question. Because he said there's a place from love and punishment. Hey,
bro,
so you let's get naked. Bro. What would you call that? Punishment or abuse?
No, come on, cuz.
No, because he knows what that punishment was. Let's get naked. That's a whole punishment. What was that? Punishment or abuse? Look, I
can't lie, it was a punishment. It was a scary ass punishment.
What, like, yeah, because they're trying to make you feel the beach, bro, on your skin, cuz. Like,
no, you don't know it.
It was, man, do you not want to experience that, cuz?
Fam, you let the holiday through the house.
Just see my brother go through that. I thought, yo, I do not want that, cuz. That sounds mad.
I hear what you're saying though. I do.
It was a mazza.
I know what you're saying.
It was a mazza.
And this is I'm gonna be real, like that sounds even so mad. I don't even really want to even answer any details on that, but I feel it's the same with every discipline. Everyone has their own perspective of the discipline, but this is what I'm trying to say right now. Like then we would look at that and be like, yo, that was a mad thing. Like how we're saying it right now. But when you really look at it in hindsight,
not that punishment.
But I think there was some things I felt like a lot of it was.
We have to talk about camera.
A lot of this, you know, the stuff that we were saying.
I don't think that one works for the person receiving it still. But if you didn't receive it, you thought, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It worked if you never got it.
Yeah.
But once you got it,
but for the person who got it, he kept getting it.
He didn't learn.
He just weren't having it.
That's man.
You see that.
I can't lie. Tough times still.
Cool. So let's talk on them same things, the same generational rules, the environments we're raising, and that. Let's talk about that on like as a society on a whole. We know what's going on out here with the youths, with just crime, the youth, and all of that. And a lot of parents do get blamed a lot about. They do. The parents get blamed a lot about you raise your kids, or you didn't raise your kids properly. I don't blame the parents. I don't blame the parents.
Can't always, because your kid could be the model student in the model kid in the house, but then once he's outside,
put it this way. Due to our strict discipline, upbringing, and the rules and the ideologies and all of that, bro, we done stuff, but they didn't know we done stuff, but we weren't.
The way I see it is
because you just think it's disrespectful doing that or showing that type of behaviour in front of your grandparents or your
100%.
I was scared of my grandparents, and even though they weren't going to beat me or nothing, it's because of the respect. I was like, no, you can't let Nanny go and see this. You know, it's not even like, I'm not saying I want it for my parents, but it's a different level. I think it was.
So do we think as society as a whole, do we think like what it boils down to, like the upbringing of the parents?
I'm gonna go first, yeah. I feel like it's either or, innit? I personally believe it's just down to the kid, because your parent could try and do the best to provide for you, but for some reason you still just want to lash out and do things your own way. You understand what I'm saying? So and then you can have the sight to see what your parents are trying to do, and you don't want to disappoint them, innit? So for me, I felt like it came down to respect. That I respected my parents enough to still do some up to no good stuff, but think, I do not want that. I'll feel so mad or so shit if I ever got caught, because I just knew it would disappoint them.
I hear that. And again, so that's a good upbringing, because you still have the respect. In a sense, there's a lot. What I feel like about the generation now, I don't feel like they were raised with respect, and that is why there's a lot.
It's not always that easy, though.
Why is that?
You tell me.
Why is it? What generation are we talking about? Because I feel like,
I mean, not ours, because we kind of.
I don't think it's ours. I think
it's the one below.
Okay, so
the generation.
What happened? In a sense, where do you think it's not? So it's not our kids yet, because it's the ones that were
Early
raised, that were
20s.
born in the
Early, nah, it's
the
like,
millennium, wasn't
yeah.
the
Early 20s now.
No.
No, that's
So
what you're saying,
it
the generation. Oh, no,
yeah,
the
so it would be
generation,
it would be
yeah,
those
yeah.
ones that were probably from 1990. I say my sister's era. You think
What? No.
she's
no,
25
that's
now?
2000s, you
No,
mean
I'm
2000s.
saying she that era. If they're in their 20s, they would have been born in 1994, 1995, innit?
Oh no, this they'd be like
born
2001.
1999, 2000.
I mean, not to 2000 and
Those type of
2020.
eras.
Alright, basically, we're talking from
2000 and-
That's what I'm saying.
we're talking from like
1999.
13 to 21.
Okay. That would
Say
be
Yeah.
that generation,
because I feel like
school generation.
Anybody born after 2000.
Yeah.
and I think that's the millenniums, isn't it?
Mm.
And
I think what's going on in the world has a lot to do because you could still
Social media.
bring your kid up like
Yeah, that's a big part.
the same, like, but because of what they're seeing, sometimes they just can't help themselves. So
So,
want
I
to see.
hear that.
Sometimes the grass looks greener in it, and they just want to experience it for themselves. Some just want to experience it, realizing this ain't for me, and then they come back.
Yeah.
Some may get sucked in and stay over that side.
Yeah,
But after a while, depending on how bad things get, they come back as well. But it's just sometimes where a parent can be sometimes too strict from letting them see that side. They just want to see that side.
I do hear that. I agree because that's like I wasn't allowed. I mean, it's a double-edged sword because I wasn't allowed bare stuff. I wasn't allowed to phone too late. I wasn't even allowed out late. I wasn't allowed to go rave. I wasn't allowed to get ear pierced. I wasn't allowed to get tattoos. But then when I was allowed, I went crazy, bro. I just went absolutely out of control.
Sometimes,
Why?
yeah.
When I was allowed, you know what I'm trying to say?
That's
You was willing to wait.
Wait,
till
well,
you were
I had to,
out.
'cause it was the
That's what I'm
fair.
saying. But some people,
I ain't
that's what I'm
getting
saying. Some just
Yeah,
yeah,
some
yeah,
lash
yeah.
out. You understand? Like, and that's why it's a bit hard, innit? Because sometimes you can be tough but fair.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't always
Gotta be
work
careful.
out
Work
in
out,
your
100%.
favour. You know
Most
what I'm saying?
definitely. Most
And you
definitely.
could be too strict, and then you know what, you could be too strict, and then they're gonna just go and get themselves in more problems.
Yeah. So it's definitely a rebellious stage where you just wanna.
Do you think poverty plays a part? Do you think that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
it
some
does.
criminal activities. Yes.
That's where the criminal. That's where a lot of the
Yeah.
I mean, but some of it just come from just trying to be fitting in. Everyone's doing it, so I want to do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
sheepish
of course,
behaviour
there's
that
that as
leads
well.
to a lot of these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Because there's people that don't have no place in being anywhere.
Yeah, and
and you're thinking, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You're bored.
like,
You're bored.
but why are you here? You
True.
got yourself into here because what? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So,
There's some that have
but then can you blame the
Parents,
right?
nice.
This why I
but
don't.
still want to
Money
do
and
that.
But this is why I don't
Take
blame the
money.
parents.
Oh, that's a few from school and that.
Yeah, this is why I don't blame the parents.
They don't need to do it.
But it's just sometimes it's manipulation, innit? Like a kid raised in a good home could feel like, yeah, he's calm, like his parents provide for him, and then their friends are just constantly showing off.
Okay, so
making them think like, bro, you need to upgrade because
Yeah.
So then it's a society problem.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not about
I think
parents.
that's a personal problem because no one can't
Nah,
make
society,
me
bro.
upgrade to do anything. We was just talking off camera like how long I had this iPhone 5S for him.
Yeah.
No one can't make me change shit.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
That's sad.
But what I'm trying to say, so then
It's not the
that's
same for everyone.
because there's an argument out here that it's always like, oh, it's the parents' fault, it's their upbringing. It's not. I believe it's society. There's a societal like pressure just on everything where people feel like I have to be doing this, I have to be doing that, I have to do this. If I don't do this, then I'm not cool. If I don't do this, I can't fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't do this, I'm not going to be respected.
Peer pressure.
Oh no,
It
I
is.
never had that man.
No, we have it. We're talking about the generation.
Okay, yeah.
below, like what
Because of this
coming
drill
up.
music, man.
But do you
Nah,
also
bro,
feel
don't-
like?
Yeah, no, bro, come on, bro. Don't throw that out there, cause you get me. Because at the end of the day,
because they're making it, no, when I say drill music, I don't mean drill music is making these children do whatever.
Well, you
whatever.
did say that.
No, I'm talking about drill music making it seem like it's okay, like it's a natural norm thing, fam.
No, I don't
Like,
agree.
Because
bro.
that's our generation and flipping grime.
Grime,
Yeah,
and I'm not letting
Same
go.
thing,
Grime.
yeah.
I don't remember grime being so.
No, grime wasn't like that.
Grime was always about
fam.
beef
No,
and shank
it wasn't
and
so
beef.
It wasn't
in
about
a-
stuff
no,
and whatever.
it
It was about cussing and talking about your mum and everything.
Yeah.
Nah,
You
come
mad.
on.
I'm going to pull out some old grams.
Next time we make the grime.
It depends on what you
Make
choose
spark
to listen
grime.
to in grime, cuz.
100%, bro.
It's
I'm
the
gonna be
same with drill,
real.
cuz it depends on what you choose to listen
Bro,
to.
I'm gonna be
in drill.
real. We're gonna leave that to another day. But that is
Yes.
nah. I don't believe in.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't believe.
I
As
can't-
an artist, you shouldn't say that.
I
Because
never
you know
said
that music is an art form,
No,
bro.
I'm not saying
Yeah, it's a word. It's a way of
I'm not saying
expressing.
it's influence.
But that's
I'm
what
just
I'm saying. That
it's
is
like
different.
they
Their
make
drill
it-
thing
they
is
make-
different though. I'm gonna like grime. We've had a bit of like my mum and that could listen to grime. grime. My mum, our era's not trying to
Bro,
listen to
what?
drill.
There's mums listening to drill. What are you talking about?
No, but not so how it was.
Yes.
Like, the reason why I say that, because grime was mixed with, it got blended with garage a bit.
Alright, listen to this.
I can't.
Listen to this.
Can I just finish my point here about the drill thing? Yeah. What I mean, like, it don't feel like it influence. As I said, it's like kids that are like not in between decisions in life stages, but just breaking that 16, 17, 18, 19 barrier age where it's like, alright, what do I do next? And those same ones that are just chilling around, then I still think the environment plays a part.
Yeah, most definitely.
I just think like the Jaw's music is a peer pressure. Is used as a type of peer pressure for younger generation.
Alright, is that from society? You're saying on a society standpoint? Societal
I just
standpoint?
feel, I feel like it's
Yeah, bro, because it can't be anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like it.
They've blown that up. The media, the government, they've blown that out to be like, alright, cool. Let's focus on this and then say this is what's inciting violence.
Because in our
Listen,
time,
I
we
don't
have
feel like
no
it's citing
choice.
violence because that's like fucking video.
You're
games
saying
and
influence.
everything. No,
My point.
It's saying like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a norm, casual thing, fam. If you ain't doing this, then you're some nerd, lame, whatever kind of thing. I don't feel like it's influencing the guy and stuff, but people wanna have that I'm bad kind of thing. Like,
Bruv, it's
I feel like that was grime as well, cause
bruv, and there's gangster rap, and there's rap, gangster rap,
Yeah,
everything.
but
There's so many genres out there.
Yeah, but
it makes it feel like if you ain't doing it, then it's something
but
different, fam.
with grime,
Like, when
we
you
didn't
listen to
have
guys,
social
it's like,
media.
yeah, that's it, but Joe makes that, fam. Like, if they ain't doing it at that age, then they ain't rolled.
Does it make you feel like that? Because it don't make me feel like
That's
that.
their generation.
Grime
I
didn't
said
make nobody feel like nothing.
Yeah, grime didn't make nobody feel like
And
nothing.
also,
I'm saying,
grime didn't have
I just
social
have that
media.
opinion that Joe music makes people feel like, fam, they
Then
need to
that
be
must
doing
mean
that
it
as
makes
well.
you feel like that. Because when you listen to, that's what you get from
Not
it.
me, fam. I'm just saying the younger generation, fam. Like,
Just
see, as I said,
let me
between
know.
16 to 19.
You don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't agree with that stuff.
I don't agree with it either. I'm gonna be real.
I just
But
feel
like
like
I-
I think the social media, when it was grime back then, you have to go to the youth club to hear the new lyric. I had to go to the studio to hear where everyone was chilling and hear what they had to say.
AKA, mate.
When it came out, but what I'm trying to say, apart from those influences, we didn't have, so we used what we knew. Nowadays, it's everywhere and everyone's influencing it, so it's different. Our time wasn't influenced.
I'm gonna be real, yeah. I'm gonna be real on that point, yeah. I'm gonna be real, yeah, because I listen to a lot of US from early, and their drill scene. I see why you say what you're saying because their drill scene in America, yeah, like. I mean,
It's like that's the music that they make now, fam.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I just feel like you're seeing it more now because social media. It's
Yeah,
easier
yeah,
to see
yeah,
because
yeah, I hear
these
that.
things that people have wanted to do. These people have been doing videos,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was just
yeah,
harder
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I don't
to
think I'm
see
getting
it.
this. I feel like, listen to this, yeah. Watch this. As an influence, drill music. I feel like everybody that's starting to do music now only wants to make drill, fam. I feel like people are stuck in their head that they won't make it unless they do drill.
Alright, so
That's it, that's
no,
all
hold on. Alright, cool,
Okay.
cool.
So it's like
Right,
forcing them to
hold
live
on.
that
You
lifestyle so they can make.
No, alright, cool. Listen to this. So you made a drill tune, yeah. You made a drill. Listen to this. Listen to. You made a drill tune.
Story, go on.
I was gonna say. So did you feel like you had to tell a story in that way because that's what drill comes with drill? Because you told a story, but then you were talking about the same thing that the drill lot talk about. But why would you have to talk about that? And if you don't feel like that is what drill is about, you get it? Like you could have jumped on the drill beat, spoke about anything, but you had to tell a story from the perspective of what drill people. Yeah. Why would you do that?
Because
why would you do that?
Because I felt like, fam, when I listen to a drill beat, I can't hear nothing else, and it's like
This is my point of what I just said to you.
But then this is why I said I'm not gonna go and criminate myself and talk about past experience because fam, I ain't doing all that shit. Man.
I mean, man, talking.
So it's like, so when I was speaking to my younger brother, he was like, fam, there's people that there's drill and then there's soft drill, and I was like, fam, what the fuck is soft drill? And he sent me a couple links, and I was like, okay, I get what soft drill is. I was like, no, I'll just stick to telling a story.
But I'm asking you, why did you feel that you had to tell a story and then give it that narrative?
Because it was a drill beat.
Yeah, but
Why did you feel that?
Because no one's
gospel drill though.
This
Right, and you showed us about
what and
gospel.
gospel drill, fam.
You're the one that showed
and then ching ching fam. Some of them are hard still. But anyway,
Yeah, but why did you feel that?
because it goes with the drill concept, fam.
So then you do feel like it incites violence, because then you're trying to tell a story, and then talk about that.
I'm not saying it incites violence. I'm just saying that it encouraged people to want to have that mentality.
So it encouraged you to have that mentality because you told a story. But you had to tell a story to. Bro, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to
The
what I'm
reason
saying.
why I jumped to the drill beat because I've never jumped to the drill beat. I just wanted to show people.
I don't know your real. I didn't. Yeah, no. I'm not saying that.
And the only thing is,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, yeah, is why did you have to
make that concept.
Why did you have to have that narrative?
Why did you follow the same concept?
Exactly. Why did you follow the narrative? Why did you make that narrative that then? Like,
Because that's what the beat sounded like it should be.
No, I don't agree.
It's like when I listen to beats, when I listen to beats, it will tell me a story. That type of drill beat was a dark drill beat. Well, some people won't see it as dark, but all drill beats are dark for me. But
well, alright, cool. Well, that's like saying then, because I feel like people who do that same thing, because a lot of people do that. I feel like, so are they trying to just talk in third person, as in third person, and they're telling a story because they want to be about their life, but then no, they don't even want to be about their life, but they want to talk about their life.
No,
so that's why they would tell a story and use the narrative. This is what I'm talking about. Why would that narrative be used where you could have spoke about anything?
So many people just said jump on a drill beat, jump on a drill beat.
No, yeah, but that's not telling me jump on a drill beat. I'm not gonna.
You could have spoke about
anything.
Family struggling.
This is you know, so not missing the concept or missing what I'm saying. I said I did when I was writing the thing. I was like, everybody was telling me. When everybody was telling me write to the drill beat, I'm like, fam, what am I writing to a drill beat? Gonna do whatever. And then that's when I spoke to my brother and he was like, fam, not all drill has to be dark.
Wow.
I tried to go round.
Wow.
Your hands must be smooth.
Small, that's why I tried to only one.
Yeah, just do it one. Just make it so.
Before I upset Jimmy again.
He's been on a roll today, yeah, listen.
That's why he knows. Even when he was like,
oh, we can hit it.
It was just like that time. Like I said, it was just at that time where I
yeah, put it away, thank you.
Well, I thought, well, everybody's asking to hear a drill. Everybody was just saying about jumping a drill beat, and I was like,
answer my question,
the
bro.
type of music I make. This is a conversation I had with my brother. I was like, the type of music I make, I can't write to a drill beat, fam.
Why did you choose that narrative?
Because that's what I hear people write the drill beats about. So that's how I thought I'll just follow them. And I just, as I said, the only reason why I followed them because the first time I wrote on a drill beat, everybody's asking what do you sound like when it's rap to a drill beat. I don't have nothing to write to a drill beat. Just made up a story. And
yeah,
just
the narrative
follow the concept narrative of what everybody else is because it's a drill beat. That's what drill music is.
That's how drill speaks to you though.
Yeah, this is my point, fam.
So,
and this is why I say that when people
so as I said,
you can speak anything on any beat, bro. Anything. You can talk about anything. You can talk about this talk show right now. You can talk on a drill beat, bro.
Have you heard anybody do?
Why you haven't heard anyone?
I couldn't do it. That's why I never done it.
What do you mean? I've never heard gospel rap till you showed me, cuz. So what?
Gospel rap. You never heard?
I mean gospel drill, sir. No, this is the gospel. I'm saying drill.
And that's what I'm saying. Gospel drill is the same narrative as the same thing as all drill, but they're just talking about demons and devils and all that chinging down whatever.
Chinging down the demon, yeah.
Yes,
that's what they changed the narrative, guys. They're not talking about chinging down their brother or chinging down the guy, or they're not talking about violence.
They're not the concept.
They're not.
They are, but they're just talking about spirit.
They're using the platform.
They're talking about
chinging, stabbing, and positive, but they're
not going down an evil path.
Right.
What they're doing is using that platform
to get their message across. Devil, yeah?
We can all do that. We can all go on a drill beat and talk positive. We're using their platform, using it, but we're just using it for our own.
Yeah.
I'll try that. But every time I was listening to drill beats, I couldn't hear it. But I'll try that.
Yeah, because that's what you hear.
Yeah, that's just what you hear. Because to me, not Gary, but Graham is violent. Cause come on, cause you don't want a war.
Yeah,
you want to get bored. Cause their ransom was about money, drugs, and punching man up. Cause that's what Graham was.
But the thing is, it's not incite violence. It's not.
It wasn't pushed so violently because we didn't have social media.
I don't feel like any music is tears.
Think about it. When Graham started going into clubs, beer clubs started banning Graham. Graham used to get people gassed.
It was a match. Especially early stuff. Yeah, it was bad.
But then mosh pits, what are they playing in mosh pits?
I don't even know what mosh pits.
Hardcore heavy. Yeah, rock metal.
Yeah, but I think the same about rock metal.
As I said, I just
feel rock metal. Everybody. Yeah, I know.
In my mind, I'm just hearing violence. But my brethren played the heavy metal, and obviously they were saying nice stuff. But the way they're screaming, I said, "Cuz, why are they so angry?" Cuz
they scream loud.
I heard that still. Cool.
Well, you know what's that? Yeah, about saying that the sounds or the way the vocalize don't match the concept of the song. You know that song? What's it called? Wait, what's it? If you like pina coladas.
No.
Holding hands in the rain.
Yeah.
That's
the song about a man cheating on his girl.
Yeah.
And look how merry that sounds from like, I don't even.
My point, you changed the narrative.
Come on, cuz. Stretch Montana, cuz he's saying go get your friend because you ain't enough, cuz.
Yeah.
No, but I'm.
Did he?
But yeah, in one song, and then bare girls singing it, cuz. But he's talking about saying you ain't enough.
My
Go get
point.
someone
That's
else.
my point. But let's move on. Let's move on to the last topic. Still, I just want to ask you, like, what your own personal opinion. Interpretation is of putting people on. I'll ask you first, Sion 7, since you're in the hot seat.
What was the question?
What's your own personal interpretation of putting people on? Like, what's your own personal? Yeah, Sion 7. Before we get into the game, we don't want the cameras to cut on us again. We pagan. No, I'm joking.
My interpretation of putting people on.
Yeah, what's yours? Your own personal.
Being a mentor, fam.
Elaborate, bro.
That's what I'm saying, because I've never put no one on, so it's hard to see.
What is your? Yeah, no matter if you haven't. It's
What would
like,
I call somebody mean me putting on?
No, Well, when you think about putting someone on, well, if you want
someone to put you on.
No. I mean, you can say that, but I'm saying if you wanted to put somebody on, what would you think that would be?
If you can't visualize it, then visualize.
Okay, so that ain't your aim in life to put anyone on.
But it is. But sometimes it's easier to visualize it to say.
If someone was to put you on, okay,
how would you want them to go about it?
I mean, I heard that.
Okay, see, because I was thinking it in reverse, like, what would I do to put someone on?
Yeah, but that's the question.
Can't view it that way, that's
Sometimes some
right.
people can't view it that way.
Yeah,
So view it in a way of if someone was to put you on.
Well, my one is a silly one. Like, alright, my interpretation of putting on is seeing something in somebody, knowing that they haven't got the materials, whether it be finance, networks, links, or whatever, but you've seen the potential, whatever, and you've had your own kindness. Fam, this is what we're gonna do. This is what I'm gonna take. Fam, we're going this. I'm gonna relate everything to music. Fam, this is what we're doing. We're going to studio this day. Fam, are you waking up? Are you up? No, I'm coming to your house to come get you. Dragging them out of their house to come. I think
sounds like what we do on our label.
I feel like that's putting them on. Yeah.
That is literally what we do. I hear that.
Getting them to do it themselves, get there.
Yeah, no, but I say, what's your own personal?
Yeah, but I say this, like, fam, like someone that goes above and beyond to try and get you into that industry that you're trying to get into, like, any way possible they can.
Mr. CRM.
Similar. It's like you come to me with something. It's not always got to be financially me buying it, but it's like you come to me with an idea, but you can't see how to put it into action. So you come for another look, and then I can see it. So we start discussing about what we would need to do. You understand? Because sometimes you just need to, because like it's basically helping a person put an idea into actual steps. Because sometimes people, you can have an overall idea, but they can't imagine the steps to get there. So you're just there helping them. Like, this is what you need to do. Like, one of my friends at my workplace, when he saw me start doing my CRM thing, he was saying, I've always wanted to do that. I've got a name in my head. He told me the name. I said, cuz, that name is hard. I said, go home and get your, and he's like, my friend can draw. I said, cuz, go shout your friend. And now 3 weeks later, he's come to me, showed me the logo, and he's saying he wants to start getting it done. So yeah, that in my mind, that's me putting him on. Yeah, because I've helped him.
You've elevated, you've taken the form and put it into
out of his head and start.
You
understand? Now he's able to see, like, now he wants to look into qualities.
I'm saying he saw his vision.
Vision
was
okay.
So I'm saying he saw A and he saw Z, but he don't know the rest of the alphabet.
Yeah, he didn't see B, C, D, blah 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 blah. So yeah, that's my interpretation of putting it. Like, it doesn't always have to be financial.
No.
Like,
that's what I asked everyone.
My interpretation is just like, cause you could come to me and I'll be like, well, I don't know either.
Yeah, it's real.
Understand? Like 100. But yeah, so that's my interpretation, cause like helping a person visualize their steps.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a lot of. Yes.
I feel like I do this in my everyday life.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. No, but I feel like I do it just by, like, I check on my people. In normal conversations, I'll ask them what are they up to, what are they doing, and if it's something that I can help with, I would do it. Do you get what I mean? And I think it can be anything. It could be advice, it could be support, it could be turn up at their show, it could be repost that they got an event coming up. It's just something that I do, and I think that's because again, I didn't have that with myself, so I feel like I'm just that person now. And I feel like I like the accomplishment. I like to see people's journey, the progress. It's exciting for me, and obviously that's why I opened up an empowerment company, organisation, because it's about empowering.
What's it called?
Let's pattern with Yaz. Yeah, and that's just because, again, like I can do more. And obviously time as well is energy and it's money as well, so I want to save the world but I can't, so I have to structure it so that I can do what I can do.
Definitely.
But regardless of my business, I just feel like, again, recommendations, what's it called, letting someone know, like for example, if I know someone that's a paint and decorator and I know my friend's decorating, I say, oh yeah, I know somebody.
100.
I'm not gonna like, I'm recommending people.
100%,
Do you get what I mean? And I think people don't realise how small these things can be. Do you see what I mean? If you know someone's got a studio space, go and rent out.
Something that seems so small.
Exactly.
100%.
It's just little things. You know, someone's got a studio. You know that's, you heard someone that wants to. You know that someone's renting something and they could do a little change.
Yes.
Why be bad man and not say nothing? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just
true.
it helps everybody out. So I just look at it as it's something that I like it and I like to see the progress and the growth. So yeah, I kind of do that without saying.
Yeah.
And I'm just here getting those, the vibrations of the ball.
100. Yeah, come on.
And yeah, so I just feel like it's about mentioning people in places when they're not there as well.
Yes, no,
you don't have to let them know like, oh, I done this. Like,
Yeah,
just
no,
do
100%,
it.
most
Just
definitely.
you don't need praises. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do what you have
Just
to do.
say, oh yeah, but yeah, 100%. That's kind of like literally like my own personal interpretation of putting people on is literally spreading knowledge without, and there's no personal gain from anything man do. I'm doing it just up to genuine like love. Like if I know someone's dealing with, they asking me about cars, I don't know, but my boy does.
Right.
My brother does.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Someone's talking about mental health. Well, obviously I'm a co-host on a podcast. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? So I'll be like, well, you know,
Let me ask them.
right? You're not
Yeah.
right. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like. Information, people ask you things. Some people like to just withhold information. I don't get that too tough. Like, I give all information because it's like if it can help you, it can help you, and I don't need anything back, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's kind of my interpretation. It's not even about nothing to do with financials because people think that as soon as you say something like, what's putting people up? Yeah, give my money. What?
Yeah.
But man, you could give somebody money and not give a shit about them. Yeah, it might not even help them in any way. Knowledge is power. This is why sometimes people have these things like where they say, oh, would you rather 50 grand or a conversation with that Jay-Z or something like that? And people say, I'm taking a piece. And yeah,
And do what? And do what would it be?
you never know. You don't know what you
yeah. But I don't know why.
But the thing, but same thing. No, same thing. But what I'm saying is soaking up game, innit? Well, at the end of the day, it's like my interpretation is just like putting people on. But yeah, just sharing the knowledge, any knowledge that I've learned, and again sharing connections, networking, like anything. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Just put again what you were saying when you go. You're mentioning people's name when they're not even about.
Yeah.
Like just mentioning the name, and that's what. That's how we are as a unit, anyway. So
that's it.
you know what I'm saying? It's like when I'm around and all of that stuff, like I'll be mentioning. Yeah, so I'm making sure that I even know about what everybody's doing. So then I could just be saying it. You know what I'm trying to say? Of my own free will kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? It's bringing. It's even things that I'm even planning within myself. I think about it for my whole team. Because I'm thinking, well, I'm trying to be growing old, not homes, but I'm trying to be growing old with like these niggas. Like, come on, these my brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real though. Like, these are my brothers. So at the end of the day, wherever I'm going, everyone's coming. So it's like, man, any opportunity, whether it's financial, whether it's knowledge, I'm trying to share that. And even if it ain't, oh, you're coming with me or not, bruv, it's just.
Some people don't take it, and you know what? Least, you know what? I sent it to you. I forwarded that person to you, or I gave you the number and email of that person to contact. You didn't contact. I can't. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, at the end of the day, like the saying says, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. That's it. Yeah. So once you do that, you've done your part. At the end of the day, you can't force anybody. Yeah. You know the ones there. Trust.
Word up.
Trust. Yeah, man. So yeah, good conversation. I love it. So yeah, we're getting to the part of the game. Yeah, we're just gonna ask each other 2 questions each, innit? Yeah, cool area is. Before we wrap up, we don't want the cameras and all of that. I don't know what is what. I'm just giving, I don't know. Randoms. I don't know what is what. Guys, so ladies first.
And what should we go this way?
What do I do? Read it out and then say it.
Maybe.
Oh wait, are you asking the question to the left? Ask question to the left. Yeah, everybody ask question to the left. Or ask them to the right.
Well, when is it gonna get to you?
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. C already asked the window. Hey, window, so.
You can see me in the reflection.
I'm back. Myself said.
Go on, yo. We don't want this content on us again.
If you was trapped on an island and you could only have one weapon, what would it be and why?
That's to me, yeah.
Yeah.
You are to the left?
Yes.
Yeah, you are
This is
left-handed.
my left hand.
Yes.
No homes.
Sorry.
I'll probably have a machete.
And why, boy?
So I can cut down trees to make shelter, and I can kill animals for food, and I can cut down
Food,
fruits.
can you cook?
I would have to. When you're on the island, there's no.
Sometimes
Like,
so, if you was
light
on
up a fire,
an
that's
island, can you get the water from the sea? Because you know it's salt water.
Yeah,
and
salt
just like
water, yeah.
splash it on
Yeah,
the
of course you
fish.
can.
And
Sprinkle.
when you splash it on the fish, it gets a bit. I would think about
Even just
Or
normal,
some sand.
even just normal plants, cause like you know normal plants.
Just shoot down,
Yeah.
shoot down.
Man put poisonous plant on the
Put some poison ivy like that.
Like,
But yeah,
street bark. Yeah, I hear that.
fish though. No, yeah,
You tasted my fish stew down there,
yeah,
cuz?
yours was good still.
So you don't hate fish?
Nah, you ate fish, cuz, but yours I let it slide, cuz I wouldn't ask you to cook me fish again.
I didn't cook it for you, cuz. No.
But you know what I'm saying though, innit? To get anything, I would say yeah. Give me a steak.
I hear that still.
But yeah, machete.
Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah. Okay.
Don't copy me.
Oh no.
Alright, Mr. C17. Where do you see yourself in 5 months?
Why did I get that fish?
Just answer it, please. It's a backstory, though.
I know, man.
Firstly,
Go on.
viewers, all these questions we're
Most
reading out.
valuable audience.
Yes,
Yes.
most MV viewers.
I still say.
MV viewers.
I like that, though. Still MVP, still, yeah.
That's why. So,
Nah. Don't try to change my show.
all these questions
That's
we're
all.
reading out. Write your thoughts down in the comment section, yeah? So,
Yeah.
C7, I was going to say CRM.
Man asked himself. He's literally looking in the mirror.
I see myself in 5 months. We'll be in June. We'll be in June.
What?
Was a long one, bro. That was a good one.
Sorry, guys.
I know, innit?
Because he had to. Look at him, so this way.
Well, that'll be in 5 months. God willing, with this lockdown, if it's not, or if it's over,
Sir.
if it's over, then hopefully start again back into. No, I tell a lie. This is what I want to see myself in 5 months. This is what I want to see myself in 5 months. Because we were talking about it yesterday. I want to be more visual, more present on online social media with music. I want to have my face as well as vocals in the eyes of the world.
What, on TikTok? Yeah? I can't say, did it?
Which one?
Yeah.
Just in general or just?
Obviously, I find it so hard to multitask. So right now, all I do is just Instagram. So
Okay.
it's just in general, man. I just need to
baby
make
steps, man.
videos. And last year was about getting my vocals out there. This year is about putting my face out there.
So in 5 months, we're expecting to see that, my bro.
In 5 months, I expect to see at least 6 weeks, 6 weeks. Yeah, 3, 4.
Your question, my bro.
So yeah. Where's this one from? If you could know the total, because you never read it, the total and absolute truth
Yeah, at least you remember.
to one question, what question would you ask?
Did you cheat on me? That just came straight in my head out.
That would be everybody's thing, but I'm telling you now, yeah.
I'm a man.
To be fair, it's not mine, you know.
It's not
Yeah,
something
it's
you
not
would
mine
know
either.
anyway.
Yeah.
No, but,
I'm telling you, because I remember I had this
Yeah.
conversation with my dad. Like, he was like, "Fam," he said, "Son, do you really want to know the question to the answer?" I was like, "Yes." He goes, "I did that, and you don't." I was like, "Fam, well, let me get there." And I was like, I got there, and I was
Nah,
like,
I don't know. Well, but that came to the head first, so I answered it. I'm gonna be real.
Shady's
bro.
always had that mentality
Yeah.
anyway. He wants to see for himself.
"Yeah,
I hear that still. No. That's a good one for me, bro. Like, to actually get the. If I could know the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, of
truth.
course.
Are you crazy? Man, get lied to too much. Anyway, what? You know.
No, just I'm saying in
Oh,
general.
because I get lied to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just-
Thank you for setting my show on my face. Recognizing it. Put the halo on you again. That's good. Okay, yes. What is your proudest accomplishment?
Oh, I kind of
Yeah, you kind of are. No.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would say doing this mum thing.
What's the mum thing?
Like, the reason why I say that,
Yeah,
yeah, is because it's not, the juggle is real. Like, and when I say that as well, because of the upbringing I had and how I was, I didn't think that I could be the mum that I am. If that makes sense. So I'm not gonna lie. Like,
You rate yourself.
I rate how I do it.
I don't know, man. I've always.
Are you?
Wait.
This is her question.
Yeah, I know, but when she's saying that she didn't think she'd always, I was like, me growing up, I always felt like, single women, women.
Yeah.
I feel like they do
Super
anything
women.
that they want to fucking do.
It's hard though. That's the thing. I know what it is.
But they make it look super easy.
Yeah, but and that's the
That's
thing.
hard.
That's why I say that everyone makes it look easy, but I'm not gonna pretend it's not. And I feel like myself, that's why I feel like that's probably why I don't have more than one. Because I just feel like
More than one what?
child.
Okay.
Because
There is no strength.
I just know that I'm doing what I can with him, and I'm proud of what I'm doing with him. I don't know if I had multiple, if I could give that same energy, and that's why I'm saying it like that. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel. Fam. I'm so scared to have a second child. I don't love my child the same as the other.
Yeah.
No, it's things I think about, because I don't know how it would feel to have two children, and I know I love my child.
I do everything. My mind is just out of the world.
When you guys have children, you'll see what we're talking about.
So I accomplished.
Yeah, the shoulders.
You are just free.
I heard that.
I'm a catch.
I understand on that.
It's even
Not like you lot ain't.
It's even like having a boy child and a girl child. Like, would I love my son the same way I love my daughter? I don't know, fam.
I heard that. But it's a different type of love.
I do think the sibling love is different. I do believe that the first child is different to the second child.
And do you see
I do believe that. I was the first child, I know.
But you see, I weren't, but
The first child is a different
but you see what I'm trying to say when
trial and error.
you see what I'm saying when it boils down to all that generational stuff with our parents, and then when they say, there was favoritism and that's what you lot say now.
And there's always
It's always favoritism. The reason why I say that is because the experiences,
telling me don't have another child.
the experiences you had with the first child. Okay, before
I don't think it's a favourite. I think it's like a
experiences.
That's exactly
because what I went
yeah.
through with my first, like juggling jobs, doing the madness to look up, have him. My son's dad, the hardship we went through. I'm not gonna really experience that.
By the way, do remember that no child asked to be here, but you don't.
No, I'm not saying that.
So,
I'm just explaining. I'm explaining that I'm gonna be different. The dynamics of that is different to the second one. So when that one, so I'm not saying he got a good life, but my point is that where the favourite might come into it, I find, because I think that happened with me and my sister. Me and my sister are 5 years apart, but her upbringing and my upbringing is two different things. The investment that they put into her is not the investment that I got. So I feel like in that sense, and that's because they were a better the relationship my mum got into with my sister's dad is a different relationship, and which was a bit more collab, more partnership, whatever it was, and was able to invest and be raised in the same household. Again, when you're not when you don't have that you're not in the same household as both parents, and one is outside but the other one's getting raised, it's a different lifestyle and different upbringing. Without being favoritism, one's gonna go a bit different route in life.
So that's why we call it experience.
One's gonna feel one of the kids is gonna feel is favoritism.
Yes, whether it's that or not.
And
that's where I think the second child, you're like, again.
But the thing is, with that, we're gonna move on quickly. But the thing with that is, I just feel like it should just be, if you're a parent, it should be just one love. It should be unconditional love no matter what. So that they don't, even if you're not going to think it, but they ain't going to think it. Like there's any
you can do it.
You're humans though, innit? You're going to think, why are you doing this when your brother did not?
What I think about is that my son might say to me, Mum, why did you work 2 jobs with me and Ray stayed at home? I'm like, because I had to, but now I'm in a better position.
It's the same questions that man asks our parents when thinking, what, if we even said that to you, we'll be getting roasted right now. You would have took our phone and this, we didn't even have a phone at that age. You know what I'm saying?
So I just feel like we would be a bit more like, because of the circumstances of you, I can do this now.
Times
this
change,
one.
Times change.
Ask Mr. CRM.
What up? Shady, you got a tough one.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, this one. You're driving home late and you see an old lady and her broken down car. Do you stop to help her or continue driving?
I am way too suspicious. I'm gone.
Why is the old lady there?
I'm going home. I'm just gonna wish her well while I'm home.
I hear that. I don't know. I watch too many movies. So I don't know.
I'm going home.
I'll be shook.
What are you shook of, the old lady?
Most valuable viewers. Or
Yeah.
I'm saying it like he didn't even listen to it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know.
But you lot, write it down in the comment section below. Are you going home? Are you stopping to help?
Yeah, it's true.
Obviously, if you stop to help, good on you. But I'm going home.
If someone drove past your nan
I'll be upset.
Why is she there?
Such is life, innit?
I don't think anybody in our family would let her then go like that.
You're gonna like because they're a nan, they can't drive.
My nan's phoning me to say,
Oh, lady.
like, they just broke down, innit? The car's broke down. I'm suspicious. Like,
Yeah, like what that could be a bait. Why
I
old
feel
lady
like
there?
I'll pull over and then bare people hop out of nowhere because now my
I
car's
don't know
gone.
what happened these days.
I heard that.
Alright.
We've watched too many movies.
I know.
I have. I've
Yeah,
watched
that's real.
way too much movie in a series because I'm way too suspicious.
Mr. CRM.
If you're laying down with your partner and they say a random name in their sleep, how would that make you feel? See,
Wait, I just.
He'll say, I love you.
Oh, baby, why?
You see me, I'm one of those people that just pay mangas. I'll wait till like we're half up, even if I'm.
I said half up.
Yeah, I mean like.
Versus one eye.
I mean like halfway through the day. I'm like, hey, do you know some person called da 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 da?
He plays games.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm
Nah.
like, no, sir, okay.
Oh, swear down.
What?
Oh, I recorded you last night murmuring.
Yeah, I heard you say
Mumbling.
that. Yeah, I'm like, you sure? And I'm telling you, I'm going to hit.
He plays the whole. You like to see the role play with him.
Yeah,
Joker,
just
you know.
because I don't think that's how you catch somebody else.
That's
Like
how you-
you
you see
evil
them
lying. Bro, what are you? When you have the evidence,
I love it.
But
Watching
you
them.
don't
you
know.
love watching.
But
You love watching.
You don't know what they're dreaming about, because
Yeah.
obviously there's no context to how they said
Yeah.
the name or what they're dreaming about.
You
You've
don't
just
know,
heard
you
them
just
say a
heard the
name.
name.
'Cause
Why are you saying the name, cuz?
you don't know what they're doing.
If I said the name-
They could be murdering that person in their sleep, cuz
Yeah.
you don't know, cuz there's so
Well,
many.
I'll go-
Let's be real. Are we saying that due to the opposite sex of the name? Because if it's the same sex, would we be?
Nah, I'm just saying your partner says a random name. That's it.
Yeah, no, if it said so.
Yeah, it's a name, innit? Man don't know who it is.
Random
So
name.
if he's
random
saying John, am I gonna be jumping?
Who knows? Who's John?
Innit? He could have gay fantasies.
Allow it. Like, you took it there.
I lie, bro.
I was thinking, oh, maybe someone at work that he got annoyed with, or
Yeah, it could
or
be.
someone
It could be
owes
like
him
that,
money.
you have to ask, innit?
I think the opposite sex would play a part for me.
I heard
That's what being real. I'm not.
Yeah,
If he said that,
I know
I'm
what
like, maybe
you're
there's
saying.
beef.
Yeah,
or
okay,
something.
yeah. Man said
Like-
beef, innit? What?
No, like,
Mad cuz.
no, like,
But
John.
Yeah. What? You dumb
But
John?
that's why it's a random name, innit?
Yeah.
It
I
could
heard
be the same sex. It
I
could be
heard
the
that.
opposite
That's-
sex.
Alright, but then yeah, it's on. But the thing about that is, yeah, true. When you say opposite sex, because
That's right,
it's obviously
yeah.
gonna be man's girl. So imagine she says another girl, and I'm still paro, cuz. Are you mad? Why are you saying her name? That's what I heard in her sleep.
I'm supposed to do
Yasmin.
my eyelashes and.
What?
But my appointment was tomorrow, and
Really?
I was like, oh my god, yeah.
Well, oh no, yeah, I was gonna get a wax. Really? Was
It's
it?
an interesting one, and I.
I heard that. Okay, is this
Wait,
the last
is it
one?
mine? No.
Oh,
Mr.
Oh, yeah,
What,
sorry. I like. No. He's reading.
Have you?
He's keeping
Right,
this.
Have you ever been told you look like someone famous?
And
who
if
was
so,
it?
who?
Who you asking? Me.
Yeah.
Oh. I've been when I had dreads. I just got told everyone with dreads. Like, oh, you look like Popcorn. You look like Lil Wayne. You look like Bob Marley. I think. Bro,
Bob Marley?
Grow up.
Sorry.
All of them. Grow up.
Movado.
Yeah.
Mavado
That's what-
and Popcorn.
And Tory Lanez. When I had my shoulder,
Ah,
then I
yeah,
called my
Tory
Tory Lanez because I was thinking, nah, no, fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Don't say definitely ever.
Oh
Don't say
yeah.
definitely. I look like me. How can dreads like make you look like someone?
Jimmy Lanes.
Anywho, Yaz, wow, I don't know who wrote this, but what's a body part you wouldn't mind losing if you had to?
Sorry, I'm trying to look at
I know, innit? Yeah, I like, innit? Well, maybe the pinky. Actually,
Hey, you could lose one
finger.
finger.
I know.
I don't mind. You know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind one finger.
I think a toe.
Toe, because I
not
got
the fingers.
no, because my
You need
toe.
your
I need my
toes.
toes.
One toe.
You
Yeah,
need your toes
you
for
need
balance.
All of them.
Fam, you
No,
need
you need your
Nah.
big toes.
Nah,
for
yeah,
balance.
you need your
You
big
lose
toes.
one
Take your
big
little
toe,
toe,
you
cuz.
fall over,
Yeah,
fam.
take a little.
No, I like my toe.
No,
Take my
fuck
toe,
that,
fam.
because I need to lay down with somebody, fam.
I knew a girl.
What has that got to do
I
with
knew
your
a
toe?
girl.
Because that man can't lie down because he's got his toe cut off. cuz.
Wait, do you know what? It's because I
conscious
have a
to take
privilege. I have a foot thing. Like, it's like I don't like
Yeah.
people's feet, and that's like I
Let's-
wouldn't want to have
So
one.
you-
So I like,
you got like
I'll
his
be
feet
doing back. I'm like, nah,
You look like his own feet. That's
I'll be that type that sexes with socks on.
Okay, where did we? Okay, right. So basically,
Yeah,
I think I knew a girl in school, yeah, that didn't have a little finger, and she got on fine. So I feel like not like that. No, I mean like she.
What's that got to do? Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to say.
So you think because she got on well with it, I would.
No, I'm just saying.
She lost her head, but she was alright in school.
No,
so I
but
wouldn't
the
dismiss
reason why
her
I'm saying
head.
is obviously I would use the opposite hand of the hand that I don't use. I don't like this hand don't get used. I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So if I'm left-handed and I use the little finger, what did that do for me? So I'm just saying, everywhere else, I want to.
So
I want to use my hands. I want my boobs. I want my everything.
So you lose a finger on your opposite hand.
Yeah.
Not your strong hand.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, I'm losing my little finger on my weak hand because I'm left-handed and this right hand doesn't really. This little finger ain't gonna really go.
But the marriage ring you then.
No, because this is the married finger. I'm the left hand anyway, and this is the hand I use. So really and truly, little finger, cool. I'm gonna get by everything else still in
I didn't
place.
think about losing just a small body part.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you
about to
think?
take his whole arm.
Yeah, the whole foot, the whole arm,
My whole foot.
You know, I was like,
I was
nah.
thinking,
Man, can I get the whole leg, you know, from all the way up there?
Nah.
Thinking the whole tinkers.
I'm alright with this.
No, I hear that still. I think that's all the questions done, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
well,
Alright.
come to the end of the show, my people. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Most Valuable Voices with Jimmy Papes. We out. Peace and prosperity.
Deuces.
Yeah. Everybody love this. Ladies, one.
But yes, you run to the toilet.
Go, Tyler, go.
No, go.
I'm good. I'm gonna work to hold.
Yeah, go on, man, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's why I folded them up like that.
Yeah, keep them still. Love it up. Yeah, that was good still.
Yeah.
It was a lot better, like.
Yeah,
with
I
no
feel like
interruptions, but
That's
like,
nice.
it
We
was-
had little bits, but it wasn't like
Yeah,
that.
no, but it was calm.
It was calm.
Yeah, it was calm because there can be interruptions, but not how we
How we
did.
were moving,
We got
like-
crazy. We're like, I'm telling you, we go crazy still.